I am very, very excited for this first review. We're going to be going to probably one of the most important Cage films, so I decided to start off with this one. It's a bit of a no-brainer. It's a bit of an easy one to go to, but we're going to go with National Treasure. Oh, what a treasure. It is truly cinematic beauty. So we got a lot of things to start talking about when it comes to this movie. So many good things that just define what a classic Cage film can be. Before I even got fascinated with Cage as an actor, I had to say I loved this movie growing up, and the sequel. So in terms of the plot of this movie, Cage plays a treasure hunter named Benjamin Gates, who's looking for the so-called Templar treasure. And throughout the movie, it is revealed that on the back of the Declaration of Independence, there is a supposed map that will lead him to it. The big motivation for him to be looking for this treasure is that his family has been searching for it for generations and generations, and he too has been swept up in the obsession. So let's start off with kind of like the big picture parts of this movie. So it's about 2005. Okay, we've got a big blockbuster type movie with Jerry Bruckheimer, who also in around that era was doing the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, right? Also movies that I love a lot. But we can see some really sort of similarities in terms of the production value, the style of the story, kind of this adventure-esque thing that takes us from one place to the other, and just sort of these big overarching movies, big budget. The score as well is pretty similar. There's definitely a few points where I'm listening to the score in National Treasure and going, this would also kind of fit in Pirates. Like, it definitely has some similarities there. The cinematography and everything going into it is just, really similar for this type of thing. I think right from the get-go, when you've got a cast as stellar as the one that's in this movie, so we're talking about, of course, Nick, but you've got Harvey Keitel, you've got Jon Voight, you've also got Diane Kruger as Nick Cage's love interest, and Justin Bartha, who plays Riley Poole, and of course Sean Bean from Lord of the Rings. We definitely think of this movie as an action-adventure kind of drama movie, but there's lots of moments of really good comedy in the film. We see a lot of kind of different styles of comedy coming from each actor and the interactions between them. So kind of Cage being like really kind of witty, kind of sure of himself.
Enjoy. Go ahead.
Diane Kruger's character kind of going back and forth with Cage a lot, kind of having friction that eventually becomes kind of camaraderie.
They don't have it. See? Okay. Now can you please stop shouting?
Give me that!
You're still shouting, and it's really starting to annoy. And you would do well, Dr. Chase, to be a bit more civilized in this instance.
Then Riley just kind of being the butt of the joke.
What? Excuse me?
Of course, getting to Cage's best moments in this movie, you've got the classic line,
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
which happens just like half an hour in.
What?
We've got this line that quickly just became meme food, and we can just eat it all fucking day long. It's not even really meant as comedy, but one of the smallest moments is when Cage is at the gala and he is sneaking off into the elevator, and there's just this shot of him looking around the elevator like he's interested in like the architecture when he's really just trying to blend in, and it's just this like 2-second moment of non-dialogue that is so entertaining to me. I notice it every time and I really love it. The one inconsistency in terms of the overall plotting of the movie that really bugs me, I know some people will rip this movie apart for plot holes, but the big one for me is the Liberty Bell bell tower scene. Because what happens is he's looking for a clue and he uses the shadow of the tower to find the place in the hall where the Liberty Bell is kept, and he just finds this specific brick, and he finds the glasses, and he finds the clue that he needs. And what bugs me about it is that, as we know, We are on a spinning planet orbiting the sun. Depending on the Earth's position to the sun, there's really only a 1 in 365 chance that that shadow is going to be accurate at all. Now, you know what? For me, I can deal with it. I know some people can't, but it's the one thing that, yes, when I watch it, it does bug me, but what are you going to do? In terms of my overall rating for this movie, I gotta say, even with its problems, I still give it a 10 out of 10. It's just so personal for me in terms of just enjoying it so much growing up and just really loving so many aspects of this movie. Really knocks it out of the park on this one. Just really gotta say, The Cage Man does it for sure. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. You can like and subscribe if you so choose, and I'll be trying to put out more Cage reviews as soon as I can. Peace.